Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah, this is Jar of Fireflies, and here I make videos all about my life as an Orthodox Jewish homeschooling mother of 3. And in today's video, we're going to be celebrating the first night of Hanukkah, which will include my husband's fried fish recipe. Okay guys, tonight is the first night of Hanukkah. We are so excited. It has been such a busy week between Thanksgiving, which was Campsgiving, followed right into Shabbat, and now right into Hanukkah. But we are stoked, we are excited. And to top it all off, we're gonna be celebrating my Hanukkah baby's birthday tonight. So many things are happening tonight, and I am so excited to bring you guys along and share the day, or at least the evening with you. Not the whole day. It's already like 2:30, so... Okay, so to start with, earlier this morning, my husband did start making his fried fish batter. So let me show you that. Okay, friends, grab your pens and pencils so that you can take notes on this very simple and very easy recipe to make fried fish, which turns out superbly amazing, I might add. Okay, now I will type up the ingredients for this in the description box below for you, so be sure to check that out as well. Okay. So he's adding in 1.5 cups of gluten-free flour, and then 1/3 cup of brown rice flour and 1/3 cup of white rice flour. Then he's grabbing the baking powder and adding in 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And he's grabbing also some cayenne pepper there. He's doing about 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. You totally can't taste this, so don't think that the cayenne pepper is going to be spicy. It just helps to add a little bit of flavor to the batter. Next up, he's doing 1.5 teaspoons of Old Bay seasoning, and then about 1 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of blackened seasoning. Okay, so now he's just grabbing a whisk, and he's going to whisk all of that together so that it is thoroughly mixed. Okay, now at this point, we are adding in 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. That is simply because my husband forgot to add that in with the rest of the ingredients before. So you could totally add that before. You don't need to wait until you started whisking it the way that we did. Okay, so now that all of that is whisked together, we're going to add in some sparkling water. You can totally use sparkling water from a can or bottle, anything like that. This happens to be from our SodaStream. We are adding in 2.5 cups of sparkling water to the batter. Okay, once you've got that water added, you're just going to whisk that all together so that it becomes an actual batter and not just a mix of dry ingredients. And what you're looking for is a particular texture in your batter. So you want something that's not going to be so thick that it's not going to hold on to your fish, and you want something that's not going to be so thin that it's going to just fall right off of your fish. Okay, and now you can just grab some saran wrap and cover that up and store it in your refrigerator until you are ready to use. He does say that this does need to be chilled, so you definitely want to make this at least a little bit ahead of time so that it can have some time there in the refrigerator. We're making this in the morning with plans to use it for dinner, so it's going to chill for about 6 or 7 hours in the refrigerator for us today. Okay, so that fried fish batter is still in the refrigerator, and when he comes out to get to work on the rest of actually frying the fish, I will turn the camera on again for that and make sure that we conclude that recipe for you. He will be using tilapia, which we purchased from Costco, and he's already thawed that out, so it's good to go later on today. All right, so this morning, earlier today, I took my youngest, because it is his birthday this week, I took my youngest out to the party store and we picked up some party supplies. He went with Paw Patrol, super fun. It was a whole big decision, Paw Patrol or PJ Masks, but Paw Patrol did win out in the end. And then we popped over to the grocery store right in the same shopping center to pick up a few things for his cake. Now, he wanted to have a dirt cake, which he is calling a mud cake. And we're gonna do our best to make this happen because I could not find any chocolate cake mix, and he was really determined to have chocolate cake mix in there. but he was also really determined to have chocolate ice cream. We weren't able to find that. So I'm gonna be sort of making this up along as we go. Also, we couldn't find kosher gummy worms, which is a huge, huge bummer because I feel like that's kind of an important part of a mud cake, but that's okay. So that is kind of where we are at right now. So here in a second, I'm gonna get back to working on that cake for my son, even though like I said, it's not really a cake, but it's that pudding is cooling off. So once that's done, I'll be able to kind of put it all together and we'll figure out what it actually is. It's gonna be a delicious dessert and he's gonna be thrilled. And then like I said, my husband will come in, keep making the dinner, and then we'll sum it all up a little bit later on with the lighting of our hanukkiah, and then we will enjoy our meal. And I'll be taking you guys along for everything. So that is where we're at right now, and let's get this party started. Okay, so for the dessert that really is just dessert, not cake, I got some chocolate ice cream, some Cool Whip, some Jello brand chocolate pudding, which I had already pre-made earlier today, and some gluten-free Oreo cookies. And I'm just gonna layer all of this stuff together after I figure out how to open this container of Oreos. Like seriously, this was way harder than it should have been. Anyhow, I put almost the entire package of Oreos into my blender. There were maybe 5 or 6 Oreos left out that I'm sure my husband will enjoy. He's a big fan of these gluten-free Oreos. And I'm putting the dessert in these clear plastic cups because layering things in plastic cups is fun because you can see them. So I started out with a layer of chocolate pudding, followed by a layer of Oreo cookie crumbs. Then I added on a layer of Cool Whip and another layer of cookie crumbs, which I forgot to film or somehow didn't press record or something. And then I added on a layer of chocolate ice cream and another layer of Oreo cookie crumbs. Then another layer of pudding, and you guessed it, another layer of Oreo cookie crumbs. Okay, we're nearing the top of these cups now, so I added in a layer of Cool Whip and then a layer of cookie crumbs, followed by an interruption from my husband. He's gonna wander around in my video. He's gonna wander around in my video.
Oh.
Yeah, he had no idea I was recording. I edited a lot of him out already. Anyways, one more layer of ice cream, followed by a final layer of Oreo cookie crumbs, so that this would look like dirt or mud or whatever my kid wanted. I did give the birthday boy a sample with some of the leftover ingredients, and he said it was quite delicious. Okay, so now I'm moving on to the dining room to go ahead and set the table with all of the fun Paw Patrol things that my son picked out this morning at the party store. And I will ask you to please take this moment to like this video if you are enjoying it. I would really appreciate it. It helps my channel out a lot and it lets me know what kinds of videos you guys like to see. And also, if you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure that you hit that bell so that you get all of your notifications. I would love to see you here again. Okay guys, this day is trucking along. Back in the kitchen, my husband is preparing the fish before he goes to the evening service so that once he comes home, we can light our hanukkiah and get to cooking that fish. So to prepare the fish, he is just opening up the package and then rinsing it off and then drying it off. And then he is going to cut each of those loins in half because they're just a little bit too big to be a piece of fried fish. So he's cutting that at an angle so that each half still has plenty of good meat there on each part. And then we are left with just a much more reasonable serving size. Okay, so my husband has left now for services. He won't be gone too long. It's a short service, and then he will come home. Another friend of ours is gonna come over to join us for the meal and the lighting of our hanukkiah. And yeah, we'll have our fried fish, light the hanukkiah, and I'll film all that for you guys so that you can see how we do that here on this first night of Hanukkah. But yeah, that's just where we're at right now. So I'm literally just waiting now for my husband to get home. I may straighten up here in the kitchen a little bit, but I know he's not done yet. I know he still has to actually fry the fish, and he also is making some French fries. So he's got some potatoes over here that he's cut and they're soaking in ice water. So that's what's happening here, and I will see you guys here in just a moment.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר חנוכה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שעשה ניסים לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל התשועות ועל הנפלאות והנחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה על ידי כהניך הקדושים, וכל שמונתי מחנוכה נאותר לו קודשם, ואין לנו רשות להשתמש בהם אלא לראותם בלבד, כדי להודות לשמך על ניסיך וישועותיך ונפלאותיך. מזמור שיר חנוכת הבית לדוד. הרוב ממך אדוני כי דיליתני ולא שימחת אויבי לי. אדוני אלוהי שיבעתי לך ותרפאני. אדוני העלי תמיד שאול נפשי חיתני מיד דיבור. זמרו לאדוני חסידיו והודו לזכר קודשו, כי רגע באפו חיים ברצונו, בערב ירים בחבל הבוקר ימנע. ואני אמרתי בשלבי בל אמות לעולם, אדוני ברצונך העמדת להרי עוז. הסתרת פניך הייתי נבהל, אליך אדוני אקרא ולאדוני אתחנן. מה בצע בדמי בריתי אל שחת, היודך עפר יגיד לביתך. שמע אדוני וחונני, אדוני העוזר לי. הפכת את מספדי למחול לי, פיתחת שקי ותעזרני שמחה. למען יזמרך כבוד ולא ידום, אדוני אלוהי לעולם אודקה. מעוז צור ישועתי, לך נאה לשבח. תיקון בית תפילתי, ושם תודה נזבח. לעת אכיל מטבח, מצרם נבח. אז אגמור בשיר מזמור חנוכת המזבח. אז אגמור בשיר מזמור חנוכת המזבח. חג שמח.
חג שמח. Okay, with our hanukkiah lit, Hanukkah has officially begun, so bring on the fried foods. Okay, so he's getting set up here by putting some canola oil in a deep pot. It's a couple inches in there because we want the fish to be fully submerged in there. And then in this pan here with the white powder, that is cornstarch. So he's taking each piece of fish and he's going to coat it completely in the cornstarch. And this is going to help the batter to stick to the piece of fish. So he's going to go ahead and do all of the fish now. You don't have to do this like right before it goes into the batter, but he's doing all of the fish now, and that way he'll be able to put in the pieces of fish into the batter as he is ready. Everything will be ready to go. All right, so to coat them in the batter, he's just laying them all, several pieces of fish there on top of the batter in the bowl and then just pushing it underneath. And then that's just going to sit there for a second while he's waiting for the oil to finish heating up. And he's just going to place that there in the oil. And you can see the pieces of fish are completely submerged in the oil. So this is a solid deep fry. About halfway through cooking, he is flipping each piece of fish over so that they will cook evenly and that they will have that same nice, beautiful golden brown color all the way around and not be darker on one side than the other. All right, and they're all ready to come out. So he just cooked, like 3 pieces at a time. So he's going to do several rounds of this. You don't want them to be touching while they're in the oil because then they might cook stuck together. So he's just pulling them out and he's drying them on this rack over here so that the oil will drip down and drain. That way you could also put them on paper towels or whatever your normal method is. While that food is cooking and we're getting ready to put things on the table, the kids are enjoying some chocolate gelt, some little gold coins that are actually chocolate candy. Here are the French fries cooking that my husband is making. His French fries, oh my gosh, they're so delicious. If you've never made homemade French fries, I highly recommend it. Super duper easy to do and very delicious. And there's a plate of the fish all finished and ready for us to eat. And the French fries are right back here. And then over there next to it, he's got a sauce that he made, which he made when I wasn't looking. So sorry I didn't get to film that for you guys, but it's basically a homemade tartar sauce. Okay, and so with that, we are going to close our first night of Hanukkah. One thing I do want to say, though, that my husband wanted me to point out is that tilapia is not the ideal fish for the fish and chips. Cod would be. However, it's very difficult for us to get kosher cod here where we live. So we use tilapia instead. And tilapia does work really well. So probably any white fish, maybe? I don't know. Weigh in the comments. Okay, so yeah, that is it. The candles are burning down. I'm just gonna clean up here in the kitchen a little bit. The kids are cleaning up all their toys there in the living room. It was an absolutely wonderful dinner. So much fun celebrating my son's birthday and having friends over. The dessert, by the way, was a big hit. Yes, the dessert was a big hit. So that was also good. But anyways, like I said, closing this video now. Thank you all so very much for watching. I super appreciate you. I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your day, and I will see you in my next upload.
Filming?
Yeah,
Why?
why not? I get some different angles to throw in there a little bit.
Oh. Should have let me know before.
Why, so you can show off?
Now they're gonna wonder, oh, what I was giggling about.
Okay, I totally lost my train of thought though, so hold on. I have no idea what I was talking about. No idea. What was I talking about?